Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever felt a strange weakness in your arm or leg, even just for a few seconds? Or maybe your speech suddenly got a little slurred, and you chalked it up to being tired? What if I told you that moment, that tiny blip, could have been your body's way of saying, "Hey, I'm trying to warn you before something serious happens"? See, strokes don't always come like lightning out of a clear sky. Sometimes they whisper first. And those whispers, they're easy to ignore until it's too late. Here's the truth most people never hear loud enough. After age 60, your risk of having a stroke doesn't just rise, it multiplies. And yet, many of us go about our daily lives not realizing we could be just one step away from a life-changing event, or worse. But this isn't a story about fear. This is a conversation about hope, about choices, and about what you can do, starting today, to protect yourself and your loved ones. Because stroke doesn't care how kind you are, how hard you've worked, or how much you still want to enjoy. It only cares about one thing: opportunity. And together, we're going to take that opportunity away from it. Let's talk, heart to heart, about the real signs, the hidden risks, and the powerful steps you can take to truly prevent a stroke in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Because you deserve more years, more memories, and more peace of mind. And I'm going to walk with you every step of the way. Chapter 1. Understanding the silent threat. What every senior must know about stroke. One of the hardest things about getting older isn't the aches or the wrinkles. It's the invisible things. The things we can't see, but that can suddenly change everything. And stroke is one of those things. Most people think of a stroke as a dramatic event, someone collapsing, unable to speak, face drooping. But in truth, a stroke often starts quietly. No big warning, no flashing sign. Sometimes it feels like a dizzy spell or a moment of confusion. Sometimes it's just a numb hand or a sudden headache. And that's what makes it so dangerous. A stroke happens when blood flow to the brain is blocked or interrupted. Think of your brain like a garden. If the water hose gets kinked, those delicate flowers don't get what they need. In your brain's case, even a few minutes without blood can cause serious, permanent damage. There are two main kinds of strokes. The most common, an ischemic stroke, happens when a blood clot blocks a vessel in your brain. The other, called a hemorrhagic stroke, occurs when a blood vessel bursts and causes bleeding in the brain. Now, here's what really matters for you and me. Nearly 80% of strokes can be prevented. That's right. Even though stroke is one of the leading causes of death and disability in older adults, most strokes don't have to happen. But to prevent one, you have to know what puts you at risk. Let's talk about that. Point 1. High blood pressure, the number one stroke risk. This one is a biggie. And unfortunately, it's very common in folks over 60. High blood pressure puts extra pressure on your arteries. Over time, that pressure weakens the blood vessels in your brain, making them more likely to break or clog. The scary part, you might not even feel it. That's why high blood pressure is called the silent killer. It doesn't cause pain, but it quietly increases your stroke risk day after day. If your top number, your systolic pressure, is consistently over 130, that's a red flag. If you haven't checked your blood pressure in a while, please don't wait. Go to your doctor or even your local pharmacy. Could save your life. Point 2. Atrial fibrillation. When the heart skips a dangerous beat, have you ever felt your heart racing for no reason? Like it was fluttering, skipping, or pounding strangely? That might be atrial fibrillation, or AFib. It's a condition where the heart beats irregularly, and it can cause blood to pool and form clots. Clots that can travel straight to your brain. People with AFib are 5 times more likely to have a stroke. But many don't even know they have it until something terrible happens. That if you feel any strange heart rhythms, or even just fatigue, dizziness, or shortness of breath, bring it up with your doctor. There are treatments that can manage it and greatly reduce your risk. Point 3. Diabetes, more than just blood sugar. If you're living with type 2 diabetes, I want you to know you're not alone. Millions of older adults are managing it every day. But diabetes doesn't just affect your sugar levels. It damages your blood vessels over time, making it easier for plaque to build up and for clots to form. The result? A much higher chance of stroke. Controlling your blood sugar through diet, medication, and regular checkups can dramatically lower this risk. And it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Every step you take in the right direction matters. Point 4. Smoking, yes, even one cigarette matters now. If you've smoked in the past, please don't beat yourself up. Life is hard, and we all find comfort where we can. But if you're still smoking, or even just thinking it's not that much, I have to tell you the truth. Smoking doubles your risk of stroke. It narrows your arteries, thickens your blood. It makes it easier for clots to form. But here's the hope. The moment you quit, your body begins to heal. Within just a year, your risk of stroke drops significantly. It's never too late to quit, and you are never too old to feel better. Point 5. Obesity and lack of movement. The everyday danger carrying extra weight puts pressure on your heart, your arteries, your joints, and it increases your risk of high blood pressure and diabetes. All of these feed into stroke risk. But I'm not here to talk about crash diets or unrealistic gym routines. I'm talking about small, joyful movements. A walk around the block, dancing in your kitchen, gardening, stretching in your chair while watching your favorite show. Even 15 minutes a day can help lower your risk. And you don't have to do it alone. Invite a friend, join a class, or just make it a part of your morning routine. Now let's talk about the signs, because every minute counts. There's a simple word I want you to remember. F.A.S.T is for face. Ask the person to smile. Does one side droop? A is for arms. Ask them to raise both arms. Does one drift downward? S is for speech. Is their speech slurred or strange? T is for time. If you see any of these signs, call 911 immediately. Don't wait. Don't second guess. Don't drive yourself to the hospital. Call emergency services. Because every minute that passes, more brain cells are at risk. This isn't about fear. It's about power. Friend, I know this is a lot. I know it can feel heavy. But I also know this: you are not powerless. Just by watching this, by learning and listening, you're already taking the first step. And I'm right here with you. In the next chapter, we're going to dive into the lifestyle choices that make a real difference. Not the fads, not the gimmicks, but the things that actually work and that you can start doing today. Because your brain deserves protection. Your future deserves a fighting chance. And you deserve to live fully, without fear. Let's keep going together. Real prevention starts at home. Daily habits that can save your life, all right? Now that we've talked about what a stroke is and the risks that come with age, I want to bring the focus back to something deeply personal. Something most of us overlook. Your everyday life. You see, stroke prevention isn't just about what happens in the hospital or your doctor's office. It starts much closer to home, in your kitchen, in your daily walk, in how you handle stress, and even in the way you sleep. I know that sounds like a lot, but stay with me here. I want to make this simple. I want you to feel like you have control again, because you do. Let's start with something we all love and struggle with sometimes. Let's talk about food. The medicine on your plate. You don't need to follow some complicated diet to protect your brain. You don't have to give up everything you enjoy. But there are some changes, gentle, doable ones, that can make a huge difference. Have you ever heard of the DASH diet? It stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. And it's not a trend. It's backed by solid science. The DASH diet has been shown to lower blood pressure, reduce stroke risk, and support heart health. Here's the good news. It's not extreme. It just focuses on things we should be eating more of anyway. Fruits and vegetables, aim for a variety. Different colors mean different nutrients. Berries, oranges, spinach, carrots, they all protect your blood vessels and reduce inflammation. Whole grains like oats, brown rice, and whole wheat bread. These help control blood sugar and keep your energy steady. Lean proteins like chicken, turkey, beans, lentils, and a little fish. Salmon and sardines, in particular, are rich in omega-3s, which are brain food. Low-fat dairy, like milk or yogurt, which provide calcium without too much saturated fat. Less salt. This is a big one. Too much sodium raises your blood pressure. Try flavoring your meals with herbs, lemon juice, or garlic instead. Your taste buds will adjust. Give it a few weeks. And listen, if you're someone who enjoys a little treat now and then, that's okay. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Just be mindful of balance. One cookie doesn't undo your progress, but every healthy choice you make adds up. Water matters more than you think. This might sound simple, but dehydration is sneaky. When we're even mildly dehydrated, our blood gets thicker, and thick blood is more likely to clot. especially in older adults. Drinking enough water helps keep your body running smoothly and your brain protected. So here's a tip. Keep a glass of water by your side all day. Sip regularly even if you're not thirsty. If your urine is pale yellow, you're doing well. If it's dark, drink more. Now let's talk about movement. You don't have to work out to be active. Exercise doesn't have to mean treadmills or gym memberships. It just means moving your body in a way that feels good. Think about this. Just 30 minutes of light movement a day, even broken up into 10-minute chunks, can help lower blood pressure, improve blood sugar, and even reduce stress hormones that affect your brain and heart. Here are some ideas that work beautifully for folks over 60. A gentle walk around your neighborhood. Chair yoga or seated stretching. You can find wonderful guided videos online. Tai Chi, slow, flowing movements that are perfect for balance and mental calm. Gardening. Yes, it counts. Digging, pulling, and standing up all get your blood flowing. And here's the golden rule. Do something you enjoy. That way it won't feel like a chore. It'll feel like part of your life. Stress. The hidden risk factor nobody talks about enough. Let me ask you something. How often do you feel tense, worried, worn out from carrying the weight of the world? Even after retirement, stress doesn't just disappear. Sometimes it even grows. Loneliness, grief, financial worries, or health concerns can eat away at us, day by day. And chronic stress? It increases inflammation. It raises blood pressure. It disrupts your sleep. And yes, it raises your stroke risk. But there's hope. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you care for yourself through it. Here are some gentle ways to calm your nervous system and protect your heart. Deep breathing. Just 5 minutes a day of slow, focused breathing can lower blood pressure. Try inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 4, exhaling for 6. Daily gratitude. Write down 3 things you're thankful for. Trains your brain to look for joy. Connection. Pick up the phone. Call a friend. Visit a neighbor. Just one kind conversation a day can lift your spirit and lower your stress hormones. Music. Put on your favorite songs from years ago. Let yourself feel something. Music taps into our emotions in a healing way. Prayer or meditation. Whether you're religious or not, quiet time to reflect or simply be still can do wonders for your mind and body. Sleep. The unsung hero of stroke prevention. Sleep is not a luxury. It's a biological necessity. Without it, your blood pressure stays high, your arteries stay tense, and your brain never gets the chance to heal and reset. In fact, people who sleep fewer than 6 hours a night are at much higher risk for stroke, so let's get real about better sleep. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even weekends. Avoid heavy meals or caffeine too close to bedtime. Turn off the TV or screen at least 30 minutes before you sleep. Try reading a book or listening to calm music instead. And if you wake up gasping, snore loudly, or feel exhausted even after a full night's sleep, you might have sleep apnea, a condition that's strongly linked to stroke risk. It's treatable. Please don't ignore it. Know your numbers, because knowledge is power. You wouldn't drive a car without checking the fuel, right? So don't go through life without knowing your body's dashboard. Here are the numbers to stay on top of. Blood pressure. Ideal is under 130/80. Cholesterol, LDL, bad. Cholesterol should be low. HDL, good, should be high. Blood sugar, A1C, keep it in a healthy range. Talk to your doctor about your personal goal. Weight and waist size. Belly fat, especially, increases stroke risk. These numbers tell a story, and checking them regularly helps you make smart decisions before a crisis ever begins. Let's put it all together. One day at a time. You don't need to change everything overnight. Start with one habit, one meal, one walk, one bottle of water, one call to your doctor, and then do it again tomorrow. Because real change doesn't come from pressure, it comes from consistency. You're not doing this to be perfect. You're doing this to be present. Present for the birthdays, the holidays, the grandkids, the quiet mornings, and the laughter-filled afternoons. That's what stroke prevention is really about. It's not about fear. It's about love. Loving yourself enough to say, I want to stay here. I want to feel good. I want to protect this life I've built. And I believe you can. In our final chapter, we're going to talk about what to do right away if you or someone you love ever suspects a stroke. We'll also cover how to build a support system and stay motivated long-term. Because you're not in this alone. Imagine you're sitting at the kitchen table, sipping your morning coffee, and you notice your left hand feels a little numb. You try to shake it off, but something's not right. You call out to your spouse or a friend, and they notice your speech sounds funny. You try to stand, but your leg gives out. That moment, that exact moment, is the difference between life and death, between full recovery and lifelong disability. And here's the truth I need you to hold on to with both hands. When it comes to stroke, time is everything. Every second counts. The faster you act, the more brain you save. And the more brain you save, the more you get to keep. So let's walk through exactly what you need to do if a stroke ever strikes. Either for you or someone you love. The F.A.S.T test, your lifeline in an emergency. We talked about this before, but I want to go deeper now because this is the heart of emergency response. Face. Ask the person to smile. Look closely. Does one side of the face droop? Is the smile uneven? Arms. Ask them to raise both arms. Can they lift both evenly? Or does one drift downward? Speech. Ask them to say a simple sentence, like, the sky is blue. Does the speech sound slurred, garbled, or confused? Time. If you notice any of these signs, don't wait. Don't second guess. Call 911 immediately. Let me be very clear about this. Do not drive yourself. Do not wait for it to pass. Don't lie down and hope it goes away. Calling 911 is the best and fastest way to get life-saving treatment. Paramedics can begin care right away and alert the hospital before you even arrive. If a stroke is caught early enough, doctors can use powerful medications, like TPA, to dissolve clots and reverse damage. But those medications only work if given within a few hours of the first symptom. And that clock starts ticking the second the stroke begins. So please, memorize F.A.S.T, practice it with your family. Print it out and stick it on your fridge. This knowledge can save your life or someone else's. What happens after a stroke, and why early action changes everything. If you've ever known someone who's had a stroke, you know how different recovery can look from person to person. Some walk away with just a scare. Others lose speech, memory, movement, even independence. But here's something hopeful. People who get treatment quickly and follow a solid recovery plan often regain much, sometimes all of what was lost. That's why prevention and quick action matter so much. The earlier you get help, the more brain function you keep. That can mean the difference between walking on your own or using a wheelchair, speaking clearly or struggling to find words, living independently or needing constant care. And I know you want to stay independent. You want to keep making your own decisions, taking your walks, calling your grandchildren. So do I. And that's why we fight for every second. Building a support system, you shouldn't have to do this alone. Stroke prevention and recovery aren't solo missions. We all need help sometimes. And that's not weakness. That's wisdom. Here are a few ways to build a strong circle of support. Talk to your doctor regularly. Don't wait until something feels wrong. Ask questions. Share your concerns. Have your blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar checked often. Bring your family into the conversation. Make sure they know the signs of stroke. Tell them about your risk factors. Let them be part of your wellness journey. Join a community. Whether it's an in-person senior center, a church group, or an online support group, staying connected reduces loneliness and keeps you accountable. Tell a friend your goals. Maybe you want to walk 15 minutes a day or reduce your salt intake. Share it with someone who'll check in on you and cheer you on. We're not meant to walk this road alone. And asking for help is not giving up. It's stepping up. It's saying, my life matters, and I'm not done yet. The emotional side, it's okay to feel scared. But don't stay there. Let's be real for a minute. All of this, it can be overwhelming. The idea of a stroke, the fear of losing your independence, the pressure of making lifestyle changes, maybe even the guilt of not acting sooner. But let me tell you something, from one heart to another, you are doing the best you can. And every moment you choose to keep learning, keep trying, keep caring for your health, it matters. Don't get stuck in fear. Use it as fuel. Let it remind you that your story isn't over. If you've already had a stroke or a mini stroke, You still have the power to protect yourself. In fact, survivors are at higher risk for another stroke, but also have a unique opportunity. You know your warning signs. You know what's at stake. And you know what to do. If you haven't had a stroke, that's even more reason to stay one step ahead. Because the best way to survive a stroke is to never have one in the first place. Let's end with hope, the kind that's backed by action. Friend, you've just spent time with me diving deep into one of the most important health issues facing people over 60. And I'm proud of you for being here. So let's bring it home with a few simple, powerful steps you can take. Starting today, know your blood pressure and keep it under control. Schedule that checkup. Eat smart, focusing on colorful fruits, veggies, and low-salt choices. Move your body, even if it's just a walk or a few stretches a day. Drink your water. Stay hydrated. Keep your blood flowing smoothly. Sleep well. Prioritize rest like it's medicine, because it is. Manage stress. Take time to breathe, to laugh, to rest your heart. Know the signs of stroke and share F.A.S.T with everyone you love. Ask for help. Whether it's medical, emotional, or daily support, you deserve it. You're not too old. You're not too late. And you are not alone. Every healthy meal, every walk, every checkup, every mindful breath, it all builds a safer, stronger future for you and the people who love you. Because this life is still yours to live. And I want you to be here for the good parts. The slow mornings, the belly laughs, the hugs, the peace. You've worked too hard and come too far to let a stroke steal what's next. So let's keep going. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep living. Not just surviving, but thriving. I'm proud of you. And I'm right here beside you, every step of the way. Stay safe, stay strong, and never stop choosing life.